Is the Blum token about to take off and make early investors rich? In this video, we're diving into exclusive predictions on the listing price and date for Blum across major exchanges like Binance, OKX, and ByBit. But before you get too excited, there are some crucial warnings you need to hear. Using lessons from projects like Hamster Kombat, we'll show you why you shouldn't expect too much, and how to stay ahead of the game. Let's break it all down so you're ready when Blum hits the market. Based on the listing prices of similar projects like Hamster Kombat, dogs, and cats, we can draw a few key trends to predict the potential listing price of Blum on major exchanges such as OKX, Binance, ByBit, and KuCoin. In previous launches, projects like Hamster Kombat, HKMT, often started with a lot of hype, leading to a promising initial price point. For example, Hamster Kombat tokens debuted at around 5 cents, but despite the initial excitement, the token saw significant dips within days due to heavy sell-offs, especially from early investors and airdrop recipients. Similarly, dogs and cats experienced strong initial momentum, with listing prices typically in the 5 cents to 15 cents range. However, these projects quickly faced a price decline as users who received free tokens from airdrops or early participation began to liquidate their holdings to secure profits. Potential Blum listing price. Considering the 100 million Blum max supply and the 40% allocated for airdrops and liquidity mining, we can expect Blum to follow a similar trajectory. Based on this data, a realistic listing price for Blum could range between 5 cents to 10 cents. The combination of a fixed token supply and the potential demand created by airdrops and liquidity mining suggests that while Blum could see a healthy initial price, it is also vulnerable to a sharp drop as early holders sell off the tokens. Why initial price dips are common. The common pattern with these types of projects is an initial price spike, followed by a sell-off from early investors or airdrop participants. This is because a large portion of the token supply is in the hands of individuals who receive tokens at no cost and are looking to capitalize quickly. When many users start selling off their free tokens, it creates excess supply in the market, driving down the price. Hamster Kombat saw a price drop of over 60% within a week of its listing. Dogs experienced a similar pattern, with prices dropping as much as 50% shortly after listing. Cats, though initially strong, also fell victim to the same fate, seeing a 40% decrease within days. In the case of Blum, a large amount of the total token supply, 40%, being distributed via airdrops and liquidity mining increases the likelihood of similar price volatility post-launch. While the initial listing price might seem exciting, be prepared for potential dips as participants begin to cash in their rewards. When it comes to investing in new tokens like Blum, it's crucial to manage your expectations. A perfect example of how things can quickly turn disappointing is Hamster Kombat, HKMT. The HKMT token was launched with a lot of excitement, backed by a solid community and a promising roadmap. Early investors were eager to get in, driving up the initial listing price. However, just days after the token's debut, the price began to plummet. So, what happened? Like many new projects, Hamster Kombat was impacted by early investor sell-offs and a lack of sustained demand. A large portion of the tokens were given out through airdrops and early rewards, meaning that many holders received their tokens at no cost. Once the token was listed, these holders rushed to sell their tokens to lock in profits, flooding the market with supply and causing the price to crash. Within days, HKMT saw a drop of over 60%, leaving many late investors disappointed. The lesson here is clear: the initial hype of a token launch can be very misleading. Even though Blum is generating similar excitement, it's important to remember that the token price can be extremely volatile, especially in the first few days or weeks after listing. Projects like Hamster Kombat, dogs, and cats all followed the same pattern. Strong initial momentum followed by significant price declines once the early investors and airdrop recipients cashed out. High risks, no guaranteed returns. It's also important to understand that projects like Blum come with high risks. Even though they offer potential opportunities for profit, especially for early adopters, there are no guarantees. Market sentiment can change quickly, and many factors, such as supply and demand dynamics, regulatory updates, or even technical issues, can impact the price. While early-stage crypto projects can indeed be exciting and sometimes rewarding, they are also among the most speculative investments out there. Just because a project has an airdrop or early rewards program doesn't mean it will be successful in the long term. In fact, many new projects struggle to maintain their momentum after the initial buzz dies down, leaving investors holding tokens that may have lost a significant portion of their value. In Blum's case, with 40% of the token supply being distributed through airdrops and liquidity mining, there's a high chance that early participants will sell off their holdings as soon as the token is listed. This could cause the price to drop, just as we saw with Hamster Kombat and similar projects. Keep your expectations grounded. To avoid disappointment, it's essential to keep your expectations realistic. While Blum has potential, don't expect massive, sustained price gains right after its listing. These types of projects are highly speculative, and it's important to approach them with caution. Only invest what you can afford to lose, and don't assume that the early momentum will necessarily translate into long-term success. We anticipate that Blum could be listed on major exchanges such as OKX, Binance, ByBit, and KuCoin within the next 1 to 2 months, likely around November to early December 2024. This timeline is consistent with how similar projects, such as Hamster Kombat and Dogs, have rolled out. Typically, new crypto projects follow a structured roadmap that includes milestones like airdrops, staking, liquidity mining, and finally, the token listing on multiple platforms. Why November to December 2024? Development cycles. Many projects aim to complete their development and testing phases before the end of the year to capitalize on year-end momentum in the crypto market. November and December are particularly favorable months as traders and investors are more active in anticipation of new releases and the market tends to see increased volatility. Exchange partnerships. The Blum project team will need to solidify partnerships with exchanges like OKX, Binance, ByBit, and KuCoin for the token listing. While some of these platforms can process listings quickly, others require rigorous vetting and preparation, which takes time. Based on typical approval processes and past patterns from projects like Hamster Kombat, it's safe to estimate that Blum's team would aim for a late 2024 listing once everything is in place. Airdrop and liquidity mining. Currently, 40% of Blum tokens are allocated for airdrop and liquidity mining. These activities will precede the listing, allowing the project to build momentum and grow its user base. Projects usually aim to complete these initiatives in a short span before the official listing to maximize attention and trading volume at launch. Based on previous project patterns, a listing window between November and December makes sense to coincide with these promotional efforts. Market sentiment. Timing the listing around the end of the year is also strategic because of market sentiment. The crypto market often sees increased activity in the fourth quarter, which could help Blum gain traction and attention during its listing period. Many projects aim to launch during these high activity periods to capitalize on trading volume and market momentum, which can contribute to a higher initial listing price. That being said, these timelines can shift depending on a variety of factors, including the progress of Blum's development, the outcome of the airdrop, and any potential partnership delays. While the prediction for a November to December 2024 listing is reasonable, it's important to stay up to date with the latest announcements from Blum's official channels and exchanges to get the most accurate information. The crypto space moves quickly, and delays or accelerations in project milestones can easily affect the final listing date. So make sure to monitor updates on platforms like Twitter, Telegram, and official exchange channels to stay ahead of any changes. Don't expect too much right out of the gate, and only invest what you can afford to lose. As always, do your own research, and keep your eyes on trusted sources to stay informed.